Nice and quick, and we're live.
Boom, boom, bam.
Boom, boom, boom.
I want you in my room.
Yeah.
I think you missed a boom there for that, though.
Yeah, I did. I missed the first one, or the last one, I guess, depending.
What if it was the third?
Oh, it might have been that one, too. You're back. You're home.
I'm back, and I leave again next week.
Oh, is it next week? Oh, okay.
I leave Wednesday.
Okay. I thought there was going to be a week where all three of us were here in between, but that makes sense.
No, I came back Sunday, and I leave on the 12th. So yeah.
Cool. How was the trip?
Trip was good.
You went at a weird time when like this giant hurricane just decimated so many provinces on that side.
Yeah, including the one I was in.
Okay.
So
yeah.
So that was fun to find out. You know, that lined up with my my anniversary. Yeah. So that was great. Our flight there actually had to like divert a bit because it actually ended up going into the storm path. So we had to like halfway through the flight we're going like in a straight line, and suddenly it's just you look at the passage, it goes zzz, zzz.
It was literally the day you left that storm was just like, yeah, like PEIs without power for a week. Like
yeah, no, we got stupid lucky. Where we flew into had no effect from it. Like it was like a sunny day there. Halfway through the drive back to my parents' place, we had to do like a 5-hour drive. It started raining and it was cloudy and windy, but like it was just windy as hell at my parents' place, and there was like rain. That was it.
Okay, that's not so bad.
It was like there was like that could be considered just a normal day there, basically,
sure.
Like a slightly stormier day than usual. Like it wasn't bad.
Yeah, but knowing that there was a like bad thing going on, it was probably a little stressful.
Oh yeah, yeah, because we were just like, oh god, are we gonna get in before something happens?
Yeah.
Oh. And then we were just like, how did this line up just like this? Like, of course it did.
Yeah.
And then like the entire time we're there, everyone's like, did you see the damage that happened to like the southern part of the province? Like, did you see like Port aux Basques is all like fucked up? Like all these houses are destroyed? Because like that was it. Like everyone was like, this has never happened here before. This is wild.
Yeah.
So that's all anyone was talking about for like a couple days while we were there.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. But for the most part, you didn't see like any of it. Right? Like
no.
Wow.
We drove around and did like the Road to the Isles drive while we were there. Like I think it was actually during the day of the storm passing by, and like it was windy, but that was about it. You'd see like some branches knocked over. And that was the worst. It was just branches knocked over.
Cool. Wow, it's actually super lucky that yeah. Wow.
Because I couldn't think of any time like when I grew up there that like anything happened there, so I'm just like, we'll probably be fine, but I can't think of like any situation where this has happened. Like I'm lucky they live on like the northern part of the province, so like it had to go through the entire province if it did to get up there.
Yeah.
And by then it would have dissipated significantly.
Yeah, for sure. Wow. But other than like the apocalypse essentially happening there, everything was pretty good.
Yeah, no, the actual trip was good. We got to see a lot of places I hadn't seen in a long time. Got to see a lot of my family. A lot of people got to meet Reese.
Nice.
Got to see some friends from high school. Got to look around at houses and stuff there. Reese was like, oh, I want to move here. It reminds me of like where I grew up. It looks beautiful, and like I love the ocean and that. I want to move here. I'm like, maybe St. John's, maybe the city.
Yeah,
because we went there and like it was. I don't know how else to describe it. It was Seattle.
Yeah.
It felt very much like Seattle.
But like
wild.
A pretty Seattle.
Yeah. So like we're entertaining the idea of like when our lease, not our lease, when our what's the word I'm looking for? Mortgage interest rate gets changed here, we might just be like, maybe it's time to actually consider the move.
Yeah. I've toyed with the idea of moving to the East Coast or whatever and living out there because man, it seems cool. And like way more livable than Alberta has been.
Way more affordable. I told my cousin when I was there, like, hey, like, how's the housing market here? Like, oh, it's pretty reasonable. I was like, what do you think your house would sell for if you sold it? And we said a number, and she's like, "Wow, yeah, no, you would definitely get whatever you wanted here." So,
Yeah.
so that's the one joy of being in a major metropolitan area with where people want to buy your house. It's like the prices went up so much, they'll probably like.
Yeah,
we'll
like I'm
probably get
looking up
anything we want
housing
out there.
prices right now because that's apparently the type of podcast we're doing without Sean around. These prices are like what you pay for an apartment here in Calgary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is wild. It's like hundreds of thousands of dollars of difference. It's insane.
And these are like really pretty looking properties.
They really are.
Yeah.
So yeah, like there's some genuine consideration there. Downside is anytime I need to fly to like the States would be miserable because like we had to leave St. John's at like 5:30 in the morning. That's when our flight left.
You have to connect through Pearson for like everything. Yeah.
Pretty much. Actually, we went Ontario. We went Montreal.
Oh,
But,
sure. That makes sense.
Pearson was another option. Yeah.
Yep. But you are closer to Pearson and Montreal, which are arguably just prettier city, or Toronto and Montreal, which are prettier cities to like do stuff in.
We also entertained the idea of like maybe Halifax, because Halifax would still give us like big city vibes and also still be on, you know, the continent. So
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Because then if you need to drive after Godzilla breaches the surface or whatever, you could actually just drive inland.
Newfoundland becomes the warning sign instead of like the ending part.
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, I've definitely toyed with that idea of moving just out east somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is nice. It is very nice. So for those who are considering it, I would recommend it.
Cool. Yeah, and that's pretty, like, you got back just this last Sunday, right?
Yep. I've been back for a couple days. That's about it.
Yeah. And
just enough to get over the jet lag of 3.5 hours time zone difference.
Yeah, so nothing new happening here, really. Just getting back into the swing of things, I guess.
Yep. Already done a couple streams since I've been back. Did a bunch of sponsored segments, so.
Oh, yeah. Nice. I am interested in one of them, so why don't we just jump in with the top-down perspective. The October 6th edition without Sean Booker. Sean is in India, but I am Paul Fleck.
I forgot he was in India. I'm John Wheeler.
He is in India. He is across the world.
It's just not what you expect. It's just like, oh, where is he today? Like, is he out like rock climbing or something? No, he's in India.
Yeah, he's just across the globe. It's weird because I mean, you and I are night creatures of the night, or can be. It's weird seeing him like start posting like anything at like 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock or whatever, because that's like morning over there or something. It's interesting. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I'm interested in what you think of Moonscars.
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about that. So, sponsored streams I did this week alone. One of them was Moonscars. This is a Metroidvania hack and slash Souls-like, 2D Souls-like, etc., with some gorgeous sprite work.
Yep.
Humble Bundle published it. I forget what the name of the actual studio that made it is, though.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
I know it's their first title, though, so I know that.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I love how the combat is. It feels really fluid. I like the movement around just feels solid for exploring. The map is a little hard to navigate. The special moves, the farthest I got with them, didn't feel the most helpful. They were good, but like a little unwieldy. But I don't like the moon system. I think the blood moon system kind of ruins that game.
Yeah, Sean was saying the same thing, and like I definitely forgot it even existed because there's no reason to pay for the moon to like go back to normal, so you're always playing on like shit mode.
Yeah, no, like everything gets really spongy when the blood moon activates.
Yeah.
And everything hits harder, including the bosses. So, you know, that was a treat. And at least I heard it got a hot fix this week.
Okay.
I don't know if this is true, but like every time I died to the first boss of the game, the blood moon happened.
Yep.
So I had to keep using the items to calm it down, and you only had those are a finite resource, or they're just like a rarer resource.
Yep.
And it was just miserable. I'm just like, oh man, why am I getting punished for dying? Like, I think already having to go and make sure you get back to your inventory is kind of enough of a punishment for that.
Yeah, it's stupid. I think it's really, really bad. I also don't love a lot of the combat stuff. Mainly, I don't love that it's all based around you parrying. I think that when you are actually doing combos and stuff, it feels pretty good. But
yeah,
that game is so much like wait and then parry that it makes the combat in a lot of cases feel like it's like there's no reason to do it. Just wait for them.
I could see that. I could see it. I had a weird glitch too where I like sometimes I would parry and the parry would be successful, but it wouldn't counterattack.
Oh, weird. I've had it a lot of times where the parry was successful and then the counterattack didn't land, and then it's just like, well, this is useless.
Yeah, that happened too, but like I did the parry and then nothing happened. So then I would go try to parry again, and no matter what I did, if I parried, then I did the counterattack swing, even if the parry missed. So it was like it buffered in as a move. It was really weird.
Yeah, that's super weird, huh?
Yeah. But like the overall game I liked. There's like just little small things. Like it's a little hard to navigate that map because it's very pixelated.
Right. Yeah. I love the look and aesthetic of it a lot. Like I really liked all that stuff.
I didn't like that you, for the most part, had to like kill off your character to go back to your hub world. I thought that was really dumb.
Yeah, like.
But I watched someone else playing it, and apparently, like, there's an item you get later on that can mitigate that. Which I'm like, okay, good. At least there's that, but it's not always an option.
We were talking about that too, and like, I think it's just kind of a waste of time because there's never going to be a moment where I'm not taking a checkpoint, and there's no reason not to, because even if that your like doppelganger whoops your ass, you just spawn right there. So it's just kind of like, how much patience do you have dealing with this bullshit to get a checkpoint? It's not even a risk reward, really.
I liked the concept of the doppelganger, where it's like, okay, now you have to basically you level up as you're running around. Yeah. So now all these perks are now in your doppelganger, which you need to defeat. I thought that was neat.
Yeah.
But I'm also, in my mind, I'm like, how many gates are there? How many times do I have to fight my doppelganger? That's just going to get exhausting after a while.
Yeah, the answer is a lot. I think it would almost be cooler if, like, they did the Metroid Dread kind of thing, but, like, in a good way where you go through the gate and then the doppelganger just exists in this world and it'll attack you. It's hunting you or something. Like, I think that would have been cool instead of just hanging out right where you spawn.
Dude, what I didn't like too, and I think I even mentioned this during the stream, when you're warping back into the world, the doppelganger can hit you, but you can't move or anything. So they just get a free hit on you, which is bad.
Yeah, it doesn't stagger like at all either.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the hotfix changed any of that though.
Yeah, it's always hard to talk about stuff that when like they
this is stuff that can be fixed. So just to clarify, this can be fixed easily.
Yeah. I think another problem I had just in general, and this is a personal problem, is that I've played so many of these that I don't feel there was anything special about this one. It was just kind of like another one of those. I felt.
See, I'm of the type of, like, I'm always happy to have a new Metroidvania to play. So I'm like, all right, that's fair. Sure, I'm down with this. I'm just glad, personally, that it's not stamina-based for combat, which is what I was worried was going to be the case. Because to me, when someone says a game is Souls-like, that is the first thing that crosses my mind.
Yeah, it's definitely less Souls-like-y because of a lot of reasons, but it is very hack and slashy more so. Yeah.
MP and healing being shared was a bit of a bummer, but I'm like, yeah, that's just what those games are like.
That's kind of just like a Hollow Knight thing now, right? Where
pretty much.
You can spend your life force essentially to gain life back or to do magic stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one was all right. Okay, cool. I'll probably end up playing more of that soon. The other sponsored one I did yesterday was Metal Hellsinger.
Oh, dude, this is like one of my Game of the Year things. I love that game.
So the first time I played the game, I hated it. Absolutely hated it.
I could see not liking it, yeah.
Yeah, so I played it on Xbox Series X with a controller.
Yep.
And it just rubbed me the wrong way. I hated that I had to keep my score going. I basically just had to kind of just keep firing for no reason when I'm just walking around with a skull. I don't know what else it was. I think that was the big thing. Oh, all right. Auto aim kept kicking in because it was a console version with a controller. So like I was trying to literally gest it like an explosive barrel to just like take out like 5 guys.
Yeah.
And instead the shots kept like curving towards the nearest target and just kept ignoring that. It was giving me like so much things I was fighting against. So I was mad about it.
Sure.
But then yesterday, they got me to do for the sponsor segment, they got me to do a keyboard and mouse.
Yep.
And it was miles better. Oh
Yep.
my God. That was like the way to play it.
Totally.
Because it felt more natural keeping the rhythm with a mouse than it did with just the trigger on a controller. Your control just felt tighter for some reason. Like everything just really clicked that time. And like usually like one of my biggest gripes is I don't like the instant takedown things that like Doom has, like 2016 Doom.
Sure.
Something about that just messes with the flow of the game in my mind, even though it's meant to help you.
Sure. Yeah,
something about it just rubbed me the wrong way. And when I didn't like that Hellsinger had that, but for some reason, I think once the controls felt tighter to me, doing it in rhythm with everything made it feel a lot cooler than it did in Doom.
Yeah.
But again, I also was playing Doom with a controller. Maybe I should go back and play that with keyboard and mouse too.
Sure. Yeah. There is something about this game, I think, when you first start it, feels really off because it's weird playing a shooter to a rhythm, or like a rhythm game having like actual things you have to do in it rather than just rhythm keeping. But when that clicks in your head and it's just natural, I was saying this when like we were talking about it last time, that how we sometimes get asked like your examples of flow state games. That's this. When you are in that state, it's fucking amazing, and then you miss a shot or something, or you lose your combo and it feels terrible. Again, yeah, I don't know. I thought this game was just fantastic, but it did take about like 2 full levels until it clicked with me. And then I was in.
Yeah, no, the one downside for doing it on stream was, oh God, I can't commentate because I want to focus on everything.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just like, oh, well, this is bad, but I mean, like, I'm having fun, but like, I'm not saying anything because I'm just like deep concentration. Like,
yeah,
like I gotta keep the lyrics going. I gotta do all this other stuff. I do have some complaints still, even though I liked it this time. I don't like that between like fights you have to keep your combo going by just firing unnecessarily. It just seems a little stupid. Like I think like you should just keep your current rank if there's nothing to fight. Yeah,
maybe if like I don't know, that seems like it would be good for like an easy mode or a normal or something. And like hard mode, I could see.
Even on easy mode should have that. Hard mode, sure, you're going. That's like you're probably getting a score multiplier on that anyways. So.
But like normal mode, I could see like, do you just want to keep your thing or whatever? Yeah, I get that. How far roughly did you get, if you know?
We got through 2 of the actual stages.
Okay.
And we did all the side quests that were there, all the challenges, we want to call them.
Yep. Okay.
So the last gun we got were the revolvers.
Okay. Like if you liked it, I would suggest just keep playing through it. My gripes with that game are there's not enough enemy variation at some point, and
I was a little worried about that.
And the boss is kind of the same boss every time with some new gimmicks, except the last boss, which is just a straight up anime like giant boss that's changing like forms into bigger, dumber things that final fight is fucking amazing. It's like, oh, you like Toho? I hope you do, because here's bullets everywhere. Just like,
yeah, even the second boss fight, even though it was the same boss as the first, I was just like, oh, this is a lot more bullet waves. Okay, this is gonna get ridiculous.
It gets ridiculous, yeah. But also the music just gets so much more intense, and it feels so fucking good when you're doing it.
Dude, the soundtrack is incredible. Holy shit, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even get any of the stuff with Surge in it or anything like that. Like the actual music I was excited for. But just like the starter songs, I'm just like, this is great. Hell yeah, I'm gonna keep going with this.
So my thing was, I gotta play until at least I hear Surge. Spoiler alert, I played the game through before I heard Surge, but it was worth it.
I had a feeling he was gonna be like the final fucking stage or something like that. I knew it. I'm like, they're advertising him so heavily, he's gotta just be the end.
Oh, it's so good though. When he starts singing, you're just like, yep, they saved it for the right moment. This is amazing.
Nice.
Oh God, yeah, I can't get that game out of my head. I don't know. I was saying, I don't think it's probably going to be like top 5 for like game of the year. It might be, but like it's easily the best audio winner, just hands down, because that soundtrack is fantastic.
That's fair. That's fair. Other than that, I mean, I've got some more sponsored stuff coming up next week. I did a bunch of sponsored stuff right before I left. Yeah, because I did Blind Fate, Edo no Yami, and Space Tale, and You Suck at Driving.
How did you find Blind Fate?
I liked it.
It's weird.
It is weird to get used to the mechanic they have there. I like the idea they have there, though, where your senses kind of control things. You can't actually see things as they are.
Yeah.
I think it's a neat way to do it. I just don't think I got far enough to see if it got to the point of annoyance.
I think it's going to make a lot of people bounce off of it.
I can see that.
Yeah.
One thing that bummed me out when we did the sponsored stream for it was we went to an area, I think, earlier than we were supposed to. There's like this secret path that was in the first area that we got to because we got like the midair dash back.
In the factory area?
Yeah, there's like a little window where you can see like birds flying through. So you go that way, and then it goes through like a bunch of like city streets with cars on roads and stuff like that.
Okay.
We went through that for a very long time, and then I just kept getting bodied. So I was just like, all right, well, I guess I'll just fly back to base and spend some points.
Right.
It didn't save any of my progress, so I didn't get any of my points. And I had been on there for, I think, a half hour of that stream or something, or like a significant portion of that stream. So I was like, oh, that's bad.
Yeah, that feels bad. Wow. Yeah, that sucks. That's really bad.
I liked the game otherwise, but that was like a big like oof kind of moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, next week they're having me do a sponsored segment for No More Heroes 3 because it's getting the modern console release. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like I'm playing like the Xbox Series X version next week on stream. So I'm just like, you're paying me to play a game I already would have played through anyways if I had free time. So like of course I would do this.
Yeah, this is the best way to play a game.
Exactly, dude. I love it. Like, I don't like doing sponsors too much, but like when they keep giving me stuff, I would play anyways. It's just like, why would I not get paid for this? Like, this
totally.
is dumb not to do this. So yeah, so played those for sponsor streams, and then on my trip, I didn't want to do too much gaming, but I did end up playing one game the whole time, and that was Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom.
Okay, I don't know which one this is, I think.
This is the most recent of the Wonder Boy or Monster Boy games. Like, this is, it's based off the series that was mostly on the Genesis.
Okay, right.
It's a Metroidvania series through and through. Like, this is a chunky Metroidvania. Like, I think the how long to beat for just beating the game is like 18 hours. Like, it's actually way longer than I thought it was going to be. I've enjoyed my time with it, and it paces itself shockingly well for a game that long. I think my actual playtime currently is around 12 hours, but and I'm near the end. But I have been enjoying it a lot. Basically, the way it works is that the game starts with you running around as a human, trying to figure out why like your brother has been turned into a little tiny dragon. And in the process, you find your uncle who has a magic wand, and he turns you into a pig, which is like a reference to earlier games in the series. So you go through trying to figure out a way to turn everyone back to normal, because apparently he went around and changed an entire kingdom to animals, so hence the Cursed Kingdom.
Sure.
But along the way, you get all these different forms that you can switch into on the fly. You get like a little tiny snake, so you can like get through small gaps and cracks. You get a lion, which can dash. You get a frog, which can use its tongue like a grappling hook, so you can grab onto like launchers and swing off of stuff. It's pretty fun.
Okay. Yeah, the one I was thinking of was Wonder Boy and the Dragon's Trap, or The Dragon's Trap.
Yeah, that was a remake of the Genesis and Master System game that like was really like nice looking. But this is genuinely like a new entry in the series. This is basically Monster World 5. Okay,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I've been enjoying this. Like I said, it's longer than I expected for this game, but like I have enjoyed my time with it. So I do recommend it if you're looking for a good Metroidvania. And I think it's out on all platforms. I played it on Switch because that's what I brought with me, but I'm pretty sure it's on Steam and a couple other places too.
It is definitely on Steam. Yeah, it's $40 Canadian. Right, I'm looking at it right now. Okay. Yeah, this looks great. I really like this art style quite a bit. Clean.
Yeah, very clean, very good.
Nice.
That's otherwise all I've been playing.
Cool. I haven't been playing too much besides Grounded. Version 1.0 came out, so I've been survivaling in that. I played through Trombone Champ, though. That's a game.
Yeah, I'm excited to try that out. I was gonna start Cookie with it this weekend, but I got access to Street Fighter 6, so
I'm God,
you
gotta do
Street Fighter on Saturday, baby.
You gotta do Street Fighter, yeah. Oh, Street Fighter though, fuck, man. Yeah. I don't want to speak too much about Trombone Champ because I think telling you too much will ruin it. That game goes places, which I'm sure you assumed that.
Oh yeah. I've seen enough people like this is one of those cases where I'm like, man, I'm really sad I'm not home to stream this now as it's with it being a new release.
Sure.
But like I've seen so much on it that I'm like, people will still watch even if I play it now.
Totally.
So.
Yep.
Yeah.
My suggestion is you should, if you're gonna play through it, go do the like true ending or whatever.
It's the true ending.
It's pretty easy if you look up exactly what you need and just plan for that, because it is repetition, which is kind of shitty. It's kind of shitty to stream that because it's going to be a lot of just like, I need to grind out these songs to get this like in-game currency to buy this in-game thing. I'm trying to be a little coy about it, to do this thing and like unlock other stuff.
That does kind of sound a bit miserable, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I did that like by myself, muted while listening to podcasts and watching other things. Just grinding out trombone stuff. Yeah. Also, pro tip, use more than one finger. Yeah, it just makes faster parts easier. Yeah, that's something that we should talk about more when you've played through it, because there's like interesting things it does, but I think that stuff could be ruined. So
is it on Game Pass? Is it just on Steam? What platforms is it even
this
on?
one I had to buy. It's just on Steam as far as I know.
Okay, I haven't picked it up yet. I should probably get around to doing that.
Yeah, that game is pretty great. And like for anybody listening, if you want a kind of meme game or whatever, it's pretty fun. It's pretty good. A lot of references to hot dogs on there. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've been doing though. So let's move on to news. Overwatch 2 released this week. It is officially out.
I heard it is a queue line.
Yes.
It is very much a queue line.
So Sean last week was talking a little bit about it because he was playing like a preview build or like an early build or something of it.
Yeah.
And all his problems that he had are basically starting to come out of the woodwork now, and people are complaining about it. So the big one that he talked about last week, I'm just going to reiterate it here because it was posted in the Discord and people are complaining about it. So Overwatch 1 is no longer available. And if you didn't play or do Overwatch 1 when that came out, you are locked out of a bunch of stuff unless you pay for like a pack or whatever. But basically, it takes 50 matches to unlock competitive mode, around 100 matches to unlock all the original characters.
Ew.
Or you can pay $40 for like the catch-up pack, or the watch point pack is what they call it, or whatever. So that's how they're doing that.
Gross.
They're doing the free-to-play thing where you can no longer buy the original game and now you have to buy a pack to catch up or whatever. So Sean talked about a little bit about that, but that is one of the big things. Another big thing is that they were DDoSed because they're Blizzard and people hate them. So their servers have been garbage and people have been having a real bad time with queues, like you said, or just straight up like framey bullshit bad gameplay that make the game unplayable for some people. I don't know that that's necessarily still a thing because I haven't been keeping up with Overwatch 2 because I kind of couldn't care less currently about it. But if you're having problems this week and this weekend, just know that they say they're working on it. So
I would hope so, yeah.
Yeah. This is kind of just a standard fare for a big game.
For Blizzard.
Blizzard
launch,
Blizzard.
Or game launch in general.
Yeah. Yeah. And the second thing, or the third thing, I guess, that was sent in here, Blizzard is going to remove their weird phone protection service thing where the two-factor authentication where you're required to put in a like phone thing and they'll text you a code or whatever. What they are going to still do, though, is you still have to have your phone number, I guess, put in there. I'm guessing a lot of people were complaining that they didn't have cell phones. So...
Well, apparently, like, one of the big things was they said if you had like a prepaid cell phone plan,
Right.
that didn't work.
Right, exactly.
Which I think is insane. Like, you're really gonna like be that granular about cell phones?
It's super.
I
all
guess
of this is insane.
I assume it was they just didn't want people to use like Google phone numbers or anything like that.
They don't want people to be able to circumvent a system where if they get
Yeah.
banned, they could create another account right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, like, that if it keeps a lot of people out, I think that you kind of got to tweak it.
Yeah, you fucked up. Like, if you're actually keeping your fans out because you're worried about 10 hackers around the world, you fucked up. Just straight up. Hopefully they figure that shit out. In other big news, I guess, I personally don't really care about this, but Fandom acquired a bunch of stuff. All of the Red Venture Media properties, essentially, that they had for a while, including GameSpot, Metacritic, TV Guide, Game FAQs, Giant Bomb, Cord Cutters News, and Comic Vine. So people hate Fandom. I'm pretty, like, couldn't care less about any of this stuff personally, but that sucks for people that have an opinion on either of them, honestly. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have an opinion on this, really.
I'm worried about it. If they leave well enough alone, then I'm fine with that. But yeah, Fandom is known for not exactly having the most runnable websites on mobile, for example.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, my thing is that, like, I hope this doesn't fuck over Sean because I have a friendship with him, but I don't visit, like, any of these sites really anymore, and I don't care on a personal level about any of this. I just hope everything's okay with him and his people more than anything. Some lighter news. Canada is being added to Flight Sim 11, finally.
Canada wasn't in Flight Sim? What?
Yeah, I guess not.
How? Why? What?
So it seems from just what I read here, they're adding Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal and the Rocky Mountains in more detail or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a bit more sense than like, yeah, Canada just wasn't in the game. You can fly anywhere in the world, but yeah, Canada.
Oh, and apparently some challenges at Castlegar, Barkerville, and Calgary. I've heard of one of those places.
Ah, the Calgary challenge, everyone's favorite.
The real challenge about landing in Calgary is how much money you're able to save up so that your landing fees don't make you go bankrupt. Our airport is crazy. P-Cross X is coming to the Americas next summer.
What does this mean?
This means that there's an international version of P-Cross X, which is Pick-Bits versus Ouzboros. That came out in Japan last year.
What is this?
Yeah, no, I don't know. It seems just like another crazy Picross game, but I didn't have enough time to look up any specifics about it.
Why do you have listed coming to America next summer? This says this is releasing November.
You're right. It does say November. All right, so in a month, whatever. That's kind of next summer. That's Canadian summer, November. Yeah, I don't know. This looks like if you did Picross versus Rabbids or something from these screenshots, and it's kind of cute.
I'm looking at the trailer here now. It's like 2-minute long trailer.
Is there anything like particularly special about it, or is it just funky Picross?
There's like speed Picross. It looks like it's got like a bunch of like weird mini games to it. It definitely does seem very silly.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
It looks like there's items you can use. There's like puzzle challenges, like, oh, don't hit this block wrong or you'll get hit by a bomb. There's challenges for each stage that I'm showing here. Like there's like little treasures you can get. This actually looks kind of fun.
I think I speak for everybody in the world when I say there's not enough Picross, and it's about time we got another one, because I don't know about you, but I'm all caught up.
Cross S9 dropped like while I was gone or something like that. I couldn't even download it.
I didn't even know about that.
I forgot. Yeah, I only just remember because you showed me this. I'm like, oh.
The last Picross game I bought was S6. Like, I'm so fucking behind that at this point. It doesn't even matter.
You can never escape Picross.
Yeah, like, it just doesn't matter anymore because there's so many that I could yeah, I'm never gonna catch up, which is kind of freeing, honestly, knowing that I'm so far behind that I don't have to care as much. This does look cool.
I've been enjoying playing other games. I'm just like, oh god, I forgot.
Yeah, totally.
Across minds.
This looks cute though. This looks fun. This is something I would probably pick up and just play around with a little bit. It's a little different flavor looking. Like, I love Picross, the standard like S series or whatever, but they're kind of stuffy. Like, they're just puzzles or whatever. This has some fun arcadiness to it and some bright colors and stuff. I'm down. I'm down with that. And the final thing that was sent in is Pilot Wings 64 comes out next week on the 13th, I believe. Yes. Nice. Yeah. Looks like a good time. I've been really into the N64 games, like revisiting them on this thing, so I'm stoked for this.
I mean, they've picked some pretty good ones so far, so.
Yeah, they've done a really good job, actually.
Unfortunately, they're going to start slowly running out.
I give Nintendo a lot of shit about a lot of stuff, but they've been picking a lot of things that I've been super stoked for this sort of thing. The Genesis collection stuff, too, has been, like, surprisingly good.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to remember what they added last time, but I remember being really impressed with the games they picked.
Yeah, I can't remember specifically either, but... Online... There's nothing, just...
I like the fact that like basically every month like these systems seem to get some games. I feel like NES and SNES are getting ignored more and more now, but I mean, at least 64 seems to be getting something monthly for the most part.
Yeah,
and Genesis is roughly the same.
Oh right, it was like the Wily Wars. What else was there? I think Earthworm Jim was at that time.
Earthworm Jim 1 or 2 was in there. Yeah.
Yeah, there was some good stuff that they chose in there. I like that they do some deep cuts too. Actually,
Alicia Dragoon, I think, was one of them.
Right, yes. I couldn't remember the name of it. Yeah, no, they've been doing a good job. I gotta give them props for that, and I'm looking forward to playing Pilot Wings 64 again, so that's cool. All right, that is it for news, so let's move on to questions.
All right.
You want to write in, topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. And you can sound like Jaren, who writes, going to switch it up on you. If Reggie interviewed you, what questions would you want him to ask you?
Shame Sean's not here for this one.
Yeah. Questions would you want him to ask? I want him to ask me if my body is ready.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
all right, sure. Yeah, meme. I want at least one meme question from him. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I want him to ask me when will I know when Mother 3 comes out in North America.
Yeah. He just starts like passively aggressively asking you all these shitty questions he's been asked.
When's Mother 3 coming out? Hey.
Yeah. Why no Breath of the Wild 2 news? Yeah. This is a weird question, but honestly, I'd want him to ask me whatever he wants. Yeah. I don't know why he'd interview me, but whatever.
I want him to ask me, can he come to dinner with me?
Yeah.
Let's go to a nice steak restaurant and hang out.
Yeah.
Just chat.
I would love to chat with him, just like, yeah, I feel
like I wouldn't be an interesting enough person to do anything like that with him. That's the downside.
Totally. I would just like I would love to ask him the business side of stuff, because he's really that guy, and whenever he talks about like the business side of video games, oh my god, I could listen to that for fucking hours. That dude knows so much and has seen so much and is so smart in that stuff.
Sukusuki writes in and says, "In memoriam to Stadia." Oh, right, because that was that talked about last week, or did that happen this past week? Okay,
last week, yeah.
In memoriam to Stadia, what are some fond memories you had with it? What other consoles do you want to dedicate to their untimely passing? Again, I think this is a Sean-only question. I think he's the only one of the three of us that used it. My only Stadia memory is the fact that they announced Super Bomberman R for it, R online, and then I had to wait a year to play the damn thing.
Yeah, dude, fuck Stadia. Like, they fucked us over. Good, fuck them. My favorite memory was when Sean was all excited about getting Stadia.
Oh my god.
Okay, what other consoles do you want to dedicate? I think the Ooh Yeah was brought up. Pour one out for the Ooh Yeah. I thought that thing was super cool. It's just
it was
so
a neat
niche.
idea. It was just basically like an Android emulator, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like light Android hardware.
Yeah.
It had some cool games, so.
I thought so, yeah. Dead writes, Ahoy TDP crew. What are your thoughts on the Heartless remake, and how butchered does it have to be for it to be not worth recommending?
Okay, so what do they mean by the Heartless remake?
I think just the money grab, like we're re-releasing this. I feel you shouldn't buy The Last of Us remake, and if you have already access to like a PS4 and getting that, or like that original version.
Didn't it used to be on like the PlayStation Select service where if like you had a certain rank on your PlayStation account, you just got that game? Remember when they used to like buy a PS5 and you'll get like 20 PS4 games that we recommend for you or something like that?
It's hard because there's always a new generation, and I think they should re-release like standout titles. Like, for example, Shadow of the Colossus, when it re-released for PS4, I was on top of that shit, even though I have it. But the fact that The Last of Us came out on PS3, and then there was like a remastered edition for PS4, and now there's this new one. I don't know, man. If you have access to that other one, I don't think you should buy the new one.
I find it funny that the PS5 can run both of them. It can run the new version and it can run the remaster from PS4.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, did this question get brought up because of Sony? Because they announced in the past week that they're remastering Horizon Forbidden Dawn or whatever that was called. The first
I didn't know about
Horizon game. Maybe. Yes. This got announced. They're remastering for PS5, Horizon 1.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't buy that also.
For reference's sake, the game is 5 years old, was made on PS4, and is currently playable on PS5.
Yeah, like, I also don't think you should buy that one. Because the thing is that the reason they do this is because they know people will buy it. If there was no money in it, they wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I don't like it. Okay, but how butchered does it have to be for it to not be worth recommending? Silent Hill was re-released as an HD collection, and that thing was broken to the point where some of it was unplayable. I think if it's unplayable, you shouldn't recommend buying it.
Well, absolutely. Like, yeah, you're right. If someone didn't have the means to play, like if someone didn't have a PS4 but got a PS5 now, I'd be like, yeah, sure, just wait for the Horizon remake.
Why not?
Like,
yeah,
sure, grab that then. It'll look nicer.
Yep.
Or I would be like, unless you want to play it now or you just want it cheaper, then just get the original version.
I think another thing that was thrown around was the Warcraft 3 Reforged or whatever, where it was Warcraft 3, but it was shit, and they took out like all the custom games that you could play on it back then or something, and also it didn't connect online or something. I can't remember, but there was a lot of problems with it.
There were some weird issues with Warcraft 3 Reforged that I remember like people being justifiably angry about.
So that I wouldn't recommend. When you take like a good portion of what made something special, like being able to play with your friends, for instance, over a connection, that seems pretty big to not recommend.
Yeah, there's just a lot of like edge cases. The general consensus is I don't mind a game getting remade if it's been a while, but I feel like if this current platform you're selling right now can run it natively, why bother?
Yeah, there's just
like I thought Last of Us getting a PS5 remake after getting that PS4 remake was like, why? But like, that's a bit more of a head scratcher to me than say like Horizon had like a decent remake for that, which because it got overshadowed by Breath of the Wild for the most part. Sure, why not?
And
I think they're tying it into like the movie or TV show that they're working on for whatever it is they're working on for that. So like they can I get.
I think
weird situation.
We probably both agree though. Like if there's a remake of something and it just kind of looks weird, like I don't think graphically, if it's a good game, that doesn't like butchering the graphics. I don't really care about honestly. That much.
Yeah.
Even I think the new Last of Us actually looks worse in a lot of ways. Like
I think they're only like doing
screens.
it because A, they know they get money out of it, and B, it'll tie into the Last of Us TV show or HBO series or whatever. So
Yeah,
that will also get people invested in that. Because like that, from a marketing standpoint, sure, that makes perfect sense.
sure.
But like
Yeah,
from a consumer standpoint, the majority of us don't care, but newcomers will.
yeah, for sure.
So there is an edge case for like, sure, the Last of Us 1 remake makes sense.
Yeah, yep.
Phantom Aegis writes in and says, Ahoy TDP crew, what are your favorite forms of your favorite monsters? Examples, Cybermen from Doctor Who are my favorite zombies, and Godzilla is my favorite kaiju, etc.
What monster Godzilla? Godzilla's everyone's favorite kaiju. Come on, man. If you're not on
I don't know,
Team
man.
Godzilla.
Ghidorah, three heads, like Jet Jaguar has got that sick drop kick. I guess Godzilla's got that sick drop kick too.
There's a lot of good ones. All I'm saying is that fucking nuclear blast is too good. And
Okay,
that
there's
roar.
just something really satisfying about that, sure.
His roar is iconic as well. But yeah. Favorite zombies.
Cybermen being zombies is actually an interesting take I didn't quite think of. I could see
Yeah.
that.
I don't know if I have a favorite. I like slow plodding zombies that are more just kind of like the
You don't like
reason
runners.
I don't like runners because I like the idea that the reason why zombies are scary is because unmasked they're just like an army that you can never outrun, really.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think yeah, Night of the Dead style zombies. They're just like they're slow, but
They're
they
just
just
fun.
can like take a lot of punishment.
Yeah.
Favorite vampire. What's your favorite vampire?
Oh. It's probably not the nobility like Dracula or like Lestat or something. That's never been my favorite. I kind of shitty and like dark demented ones.
I was gonna say Blade. Blade's probably my favorite.
Blade has some
vampire.
good
Something
just
like
like
that.
dirty techno kid rave vampires or like yeah, that's pretty good.
Trying to think of what else. Best Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, Bride of Frankenstein, obviously.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Nailed it.
I'll tell you what I don't like. I don't like Smart Hulk. I like Hulk being just
Really?
like yeah, I like him just being like the trade-off is he's super strong and stuff, but he's an uncontrollable mess that destroys everything. I like
I
Dumb
would
Hulk.
like Smart Hulk if he could still become like enraged Hulk. Like say like he trades off like 30% of his power, but like he gets to be coherent.
Well, I like She-Hulk because she is Smart Hulk. That's kind of the thing, is that
I get that's a good point.
like I like that. It's kind of like also playing into the gender roles of just like women are smarter than men or whatever. But like, I don't know. That's kind of fun that there's like a smart version and then you have dumbass here who's destroying a city because somebody like stole his coffee or something in the morning.
I mean, to me, Smart Hulk always made sense though, because it's like Bruce is a really intelligent dude. You'd think after like years of dealing with this transformation, he would eventually figure out some way to get some control of it. So like,
Yeah.
logistically, it makes sense to have.
Yeah, it does. But my also favorite version of Bruce Banner is the one that knows he can't control it and like can't even kill himself because the Hulk just like stops it every time and he's just a mess. I just like
You
fucked
just
up
like
Bruce.
broken people is what you're saying.
I love
Yeah.
broken people. They're actually my favorite. Yeah, yeah. What other type of monsters are there?
Favorite Resident Evil monster.
Oh, the Tyrant. Like one of the most exciting things is to see what version they do in the new game of like a Tyrant type creature.
I almost was surprised you didn't say Lickers. For some reason, I thought those would have been up there.
Lickers are pretty fun. Yeah, they're like a better version of a dog.
Yeah.
Dogs are terrible in every game when they're enemies.
These can climb on ceilings.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking scary.
Let's see. Let's pick another monster one. Favorite incarnation of a mummy. Let's go with that one. Another classic.
Oh.
I'm going with the Mummies Alive, the cartoon, where they're like Power
Okay.
Ranger style heroes, but they were also just regular ass mummies too.
Sure. I I really liked the movie The Mummy with Brendan Fraser and that version.
I mean, it's a good movie. That's a good movie. So.
Yeah. And like I don't remember his name that
Emotep.
Emotep, yeah. I really like that version, I guess, of just kind of almost a zombie, but like a reincarnated being or whatever. I don't know. I like that sort of thing.
Yeah, I found out something really weird. So I always thought for the longest time that the guy who played the mummy was Billy Zane.
I thought so too. Yeah, for so long
because he looks very familiar.
Yeah.
So I found out. You know the movie Darkman, that hero movie that Sam Raimi did.
Yep.
That got 2 more sequels.
Yes. I never watched them.
Liam Neeson plays plays Darkman in the first one.
Yep.
The guy who plays the Mummy in the Mummy movies is Darkman in the second and third one.
Holy shit, you're right. I just looked him up.
And I only found this out by watching Darkman 2 and 3.
Oh man.
I did this like earlier this year. I found like the trilogy on DVD and just watched them.
I never saw Darkman 2 or 3. Are those like worth watching?
They are the direct to DVD equivalents, but like they've got the same energy of Sam Raimi doing like Hercules and Xena. So if you enjoyed watching those, you'll enjoy watching Darkman 2 and 3.
Oh, okay.
But like it definitely feels like they were like made for TV movies of
Sure.
Darkman.
Yeah.
Darkman 1's definitely the way to go if you want to watch Darkman, because it's just Liam Neeson eating scenery.
Yeah.
It's just great.
Yeah, for sure.
Kick the fucking elephant.
His name is Arnold Vosloo or something. I've never known his name until now.
Yeah. No, he was really good in The Mummy, and he was enjoyable in Darkman.
Yeah. Do we want to do more? You have more monsters?
Oh, no. I just thought it was my question for a second there. Sorry.
Okay. VGC Kenny writes, you get to choose one song to appear in the Mario movie. No limits on what the song is, and they have to use it at some point. What song do you choose?
My brain first was like, oh, pick something nice. Like pick like the Starman theme or something like that. Then my mind was like, no, Waluigi's banjo theme from Mario Strikers Charged. Give me that banjo, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. Man. Like, okay, here's the thing. My mind immediately went to Jump Up Superstar because it's thematically proper and I fucking love that track a lot.
Yeah.
But like, do we do an actual answer or do we do like, I don't know, Final Countdown or something like Asia or of Africa by Toto?
Joe, I feel so. For those who didn't know, we didn't talk about it in the news. The teaser trailer dropped today.
For
the movie. Yeah. And they revealed how Bowser looks, how Kamek looks, how the Toads look, the voices for them all as well. So some penguins and Mario's voice was revealed and how he looks. And the internet had some opinions.
Oh, wow. I would never.
I know. Shocking. Shocking realization.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know what their opinions are. But I'm sure they're not
well,
great.
then I don't want to talk about it too much. Then in that case, I thought you had. I guess you just got home from work.
I just got home.
This.
Yeah.
I should have had you watch that before we start. That's my screw up.
I'll watch it after.
All right.
But I'm okay. I do know one thing. That right before it went live, I can't remember who it is I follow, but somebody posted their article on Kotaku of they're dropping the Mario trailer. Here's a reminder why people hate Chris Pratt or whatever. Yeah. So I'm of the opinion that I'm assuming Chris Pratt got panned for how he sounds.
He did. Now, he didn't say much in the trailer, too. He basically had like 2 sentences.
Okay.
One that he just kind of said quietly and one that he said very loudly, but sounds like low energy.
It's the
current. No. Oh, he did a fake out on that, which kind of upset me.
Oh.
Like, or something like that. He goes like, Mushroom Kingdom, here we come. And in my mind, I'm like, why did you not say Mushroom Kingdom, let's go, or let's go?
He said, here we come? What?
Yeah. Yeah, like something like that.
What an idiot.
Yeah,
fuck that guy.
5 words, 1 sentence. That's the phrase. Yeah. So, like, I need to hear more of him in it because some people are like, oh, I heard like a Brooklyn accent. He's going for like the Mario Brooklyn accent, not too Italian. I'm just like, I didn't quite hear that. But again, not the best sentences for it. And right, so the current discourse right now on the internet with this is people are listening to the dubs in other languages and comparing them to the energy Chris Pratt has. And every other dub they have linked so far, I've seen I think 3 of them
have been great.
You can tell that person is definitely voicing Mario versus Chris Pratt, who is definitely does not feel like they're voicing Mario.
Hey, I'm Mario. Like,
oh my god, yes. Sorry,
voice.
Mr. Silverman just reminded me. Some people have heard the mom from Bob's Burgers. Yeah, I saw that too and I burst out laughing. I completely forgot.
Okay, here's the thing. Mario to me growing up was Lou Albano. So
yeah.
If Chris Pratt can do anything, he should be able to be like Mario, because man, Mario for me was, hey paisanos, it's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. Like
my problem with the voice currently is like it doesn't sound like it has any grit. Like it doesn't sound very coarse. It sounds very soft. And again, I think that's just because of the lines he had.
Okay.
So I'm thinking the next trailer will probably give me a better feel for it, but like the internet is dunking on it right now. So I want you to hear it after the podcast and tell me what you think.
Yeah, I'll definitely. Man. Yeah.
But man, Jack Black earning his keep on that.
Is he?
One.
Okay,
yeah.
That's great to hear. I think you always have like a home run if you get Jack Black to play kind of a comic-y character of some sort.
Yeah. Like I think when they announced the movie, that was one of the ones I was like, yes, absolutely, perfect casting.
What about the Space Jam theme in Mario?
Oh my god! You mean like not even a Mario song? Just give me Slam Jam.
Yeah. Why
you know
not?
what? I'm down for that. Give me a Mario. Give me like with like Mario sound effects or like just some like still the normal song, but there's just some Mario sounds mixed in there, and it has to be relevant to the story.
What about like Higher by Creed as he's jumping through the air?
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah. Man, you could do some fun
I think I want your version of the Mario movie now.
I think I do too. Chris Pratt's still in it
Let's
though.
Go there. Let's make our escape. Come on.
In my version, Chris Pratt is every character though.
I don't think Chris Pratt's a bad actor, and I think like he'll be fine in the role, but man,
Probably.
he felt underwhelming compared to like everyone else's more animated voicing. I don't know.
Yeah, I could see that.
All right, last question from Rasterman7. With its rough launch, do you think Overwatch 2's servers will last throughout 2023?
Yeah,
it's Blizzard. It'll happen, yeah.
For sure. WoW's been dying for the last 2 years, and they're still up and doing fine.
I'm sure even if WoW is dying, it's still making money. So.
Oh, for sure. Overwatch will make... With Overwatch being free to play, that thing will print money more than Overwatch 1 did. All right. Again, if anybody wants to write in, topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, John's P.O. Box. What is your game of the week?
Probably Monster Boy. Yeah, Monster Boy in the Cursed Kingdom.
Cool. Trombone Champ. Good game.
Easy peasy.
Yeah. For housekeeping, I think Sean is back next week, so don't quote me on it, but I'm almost 100% sure. Either way, I'll be here, so there will be a show.
I won't.
Yeah, so John will be gone.
I'm gone for the next 2 episodes. I will not be back on TDP until the 27th.
Okay, and at that time, we're going to be doing the Splatoon thing as well, so that'll be interesting and fun.
So I got to make sure I play through Splatoon 3's story mode.
I also have to. I've been playing the multiplayer. It's... Oh! I don't want to burn cast there. I kind of don't like that game. Salmon Run's fucking amazing, though. That's one of the...
Salmon Run is amazing. Yes, it's my favorite mode, too. It's really well done. But, man, it is way harder in 3 than it was in 2.
I was going to ask you because... I mean, we'll talk about it at length. Man, some of the things are just like, why the fuck are there so many salmon everywhere?
Oh yeah, no, 3 is buck wild with Salmon Run. It's absolutely crazy.
It's been so
how
good.
That one goes.
That's one of my favorite modes in gaming, like horde mode type things. So I've been having a lot of fun. Yeah,
100%.
Little sneak peek for Patreon members of what we're going to be talking about probably a lot. And because of my schedule changing, the show schedule is also going to change. So for live people, it's going to be about 90 minutes to 2 hours, depending on when I get home later than usual. So I apologize for the inconvenience, and you're welcome to people that have further time zones. It might be a better time for some of you. So who knows? Anyways,
yeah, tonight's late start was not my fault for once. Usually it is.
No,
so
it's going to be my fault.
How the schedule will be
from now on. Yep. For what it's worth, I think it works better for me and John personally anyway, but
kind of does. I feel bad for Sean though.
Yeah, I feel real bad for Sean. So pour one out for Sean, and we'll see you next week.
Everybody.
Bye.